Hi, today I'm going to be showing you how to replace the agitator dogs on your Whirlpool or Kenmore direct drive top loader. This fix also applies to a host of names that was made by Whirlpool. They're all direct drives, so this fix will be the same for all of them. I would just like to say before I get started that if you own a direct drive still, you are one of the luckiest people around. Congratulations, I give you a thumbs up because these machines are very high quality and very easy to fix, and if you get rid of yours, you will never get anything like it ever again. On to diagnosis. So the problem we have is this. The agitator here comes in two pieces, the top and the bottom. The bottom is where all the agitation happens, which is where all the stuff gets cleaned. But the top half is more like a corkscrew, and what it does is it spins in only one direction, so it can push the stuff at the top down to the bottom where it'll get agitated, and the stuff at the bottom that's been agitated gets forced back up to the top where it gets pulled back down again, and it's just a continuous looping cycle. But that can only happen if the top half only spins in one direction. But as you can see, it's really starting to not do that so well. It was a nightmare earlier. Now that I'm recording, it doesn't want to do it, but earlier it was really having trouble. Oh, there we go. It's not locking on as definitely well as they should. So these agitator dogs are definitely in their final days. So what I'm going to do now is replace them. Alright, now we get on to fixing. So the only tool you're going to need is this, a regular ratchet wrench with a long enough extension that has a 7/16 inch socket on the end of it. This is all you're going to need for this fix. But to fix the agitator dogs, we're going to need to get to them. So firstly, we have to take off your fabric softener dispenser or cap. If you have this newer type of dispenser, all you have to do is just pull up on it. If you have a cap, you can either pull up on it, or if pulling up isn't too conducive, there's a little notch here that you can use. Just stick a flathead screwdriver in it and turn it, and the cap pops out. This trick also applies to the older fabric softener dispensers, the really tall ones that have the spokes in the middle. Now there's an inner seal we have to take care of. All you really have to do is just reach in there, reach underneath, and just pull it out. Just comes out simple as that. Now we get to removing the agitator. So when you stick your socket in and you start turning it, you'll notice that the bottom half of the agitator will turn too. So all you have to do is just reach down in there, hold it, and start turning until you get the bolt loose enough. Right? Then you can just take the wrench off and just turn it by hand. That should be good. Once you have the bolt loose enough, all you have to do is reach in under the agitator and pull the whole thing out. Now that we have the agitator out, now we can get to actually getting to the agitator dogs. So to do that, just step on it and pull. And now you have the agitator separated into two halves. Alright, now comes the fun part, getting the agitator dogs out of the agitator. So what you're going to do is you're going to invert this thing to get the cam assembly out from the inside. But before you do anything, put your hand over the top, because when we invert it, stuff's going to fly everywhere. There's the cam and there's the bolt. Here's the cam and here's the new set of agitator dogs. If you're ever going to get a new set, always make sure to get two, just in case anything happens. The part number for the agitator dogs is 80040. You may not go by the part number, so just check to make sure that what you're getting is the actual agitator dogs. I got mine from Blue Star. You probably could get yours from Repair Clinic or right off the Whirlpool website. I don't know if it's still up there. But either way, here's the new set, and now we're gonna get these out of the bag and show you how to change them out for the old ones. So first thing to get to the agitator dogs is we have to take off this black or yellow ring. You can just pull up on it, but if yours doesn't want to just pull up, you can use a flathead screwdriver. So next we're just going to take the agitator dogs out, one by one. And we're going to fit the new ones in the same way. So to get these on the cam, you'll notice that there's a bumped side on them. So the bumped side goes up. The bump side goes up on the cam, and that's the exact same for all four of them. Just slide them in the way that you found them. They're more or less keyed, so you wouldn't really have a problem trying to figure out which way they go. So next, you just slide on this black cam, and we're ready for reinstallation. So before we get to the reinstallation, I just want to show you a comparison between the new and the old. You can see the new one on the left, besides the noticeable yellowing, has a much sharper, fresh set of teeth. Those are going to bite into the side of the agitator, and that's what keeps it from only turning in one direction. As you can see on the older one, they're more or less gone entirely. So first we're going to have to get the cam back inside the agitator. So we're basically just going to do a reversal of what we did earlier. But what you're going to want to do is just stick your hand in there, turn it upside down, guide it, and eventually you'll get the cam back inside the agitator. So we're going to have to get the top part of the agitator back onto the bottom. To do that, as you can see here, there is two little wings, and inside here you can see down there that there's two little splines that those wings will fit into. All we really have to do is guide the top part back onto the bottom, and it should snap right back together. Before we start anything though, I would just like to say, if you're here to change out the thrust spacer 2, that's this thing, all you really have to do is just pull it out and plop it back in. Alright, let's start reassembly. So, like I said, all you have to do is guide the splines onto the little wings there. You just kind of have to figure out where you are roughly. And all you have to do is just snap it in. And there we go. The agitator is back together. Now, if you notice, you can turn it one direction, but it'll lock up pretty easily in the other direction. Alright, now to get the agitator back into the machine. So, on the agitator shaft, there's some splines. So all you really have to do is just guide this thing down in there, give it a little turn till it starts seating, and just press it down nice, and it's back in. Alright, now to get to reinstalling the bolt. Now bolts tend to have a tendency to not want to work with you, and whenever you turn them just about anywhere, they'll fall off. So here's a cool little trick, credits to JK18. All you have to do is just stick a piece of paper towel between the socket and the bolt, and that'll hold it any way you need it. Alright, so just have to get it down in there, and then just start turning it. Eventually you'll notice that it gets tight enough to where it'll start turning the entire agitator. There we go. So all you really have to do is just hold it and give it a couple of nice turns. Doesn't have to be too tight, just make it snug like I did. And so there we go. The agitator is back inside the machine, and now we just have to close up shop. Alright, now to install this thing. If you don't use fabric softener, it doesn't matter what orientation you put it in, but if you do use fabric softener, there's 3 little holes that go around the side of the agitator, just to make sure that you're not blocking one of those. Just to kind of be mindful of it. To get this little thing down in there easier, you can use some Dawn dish soap or something like that. That'll help seat it in nicely. I think because it's a little dirty, it really doesn't want to go in all the way. I'll take that out later for cleaning. And the last step is just to install your fabric softener dispenser or cap. And there we go. Your agitator is now all fixed, and your machine is ready to go right back into service. And here's a little bonus clip. We're going to do the suds return just to show you how the agitator should work when everything is working properly. That crunch, crunch, crunch is the new agitator dogs. And as you can see, it works perfectly. So that's it. I hope this fix helped you out. And I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Alright, on to diagnosis. So the problem we have here is this. Yeah. For the love of God. Alright, so once you have the bolt loose enough, the next step is to just reach in under the agitator and pull. Are you kidding me? The bolt's not even out enough. God fucking damn it. Alright, now to get to reinstalling the bolt. Where the fuck is the bolt?